All right, let's try that again. It's never awkward, right? Like I just come back and it's like, yeah, there it goes. What's going on, beautiful people? We gonna figure this one out today. Give me a second. Let me see if let me see, let me see. Let me see, let me say, let me see, let me say. Oh boy. It's been a great day, but I knew once we got to this part of the day, it was gonna be nuts. Because every time we start the show, it's no, you weirdo. Sorry. Facebook is acting up. Okay, if I wasn't such a control freak, I would really let somebody else do this, but I kind of like doing it. I know it's weird, and it becomes like a. We almost start to look like a diary because I just get to yapping about random stuff. But not today. I got stuff to talk about. Yo, yeah, did it again. Did it again. I don't know how many times I'm gonna keep doing that. It's so fucking frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Let's get to it, cause that's not bright. Ooh, color change. Damn, I feel like I'm red. Am I red? Let's see some. Let's make an adjustment live. Do I look less red? There we go. Right. It's a lot better, right? Mm, better. Cool. Wonderful. Awesome sauce. I don't like doing thumbs ups. Those shits are weird. It's just weird. I can't. I don't understand what the deal is with the sound. I think it's Facebook, and it's so irritating. I'm gonna switch it back because it's not easy this way. Facebook makes it 10 times harder. Oh, I almost hit the wrong thing. I don't know which Joe got me more worried, Biden or Button. Either way, it's been a stressful last week. It's hard to see the leaders falling apart right in front of us. Remember to listen to the song of the show. Head over to the podcast. Hey, wide open. Cause I've been drinking and I've been, hey, It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe wine. What's going on, beautiful people? My name's Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome to the Kasabian Lavoe Show, where the microphone just stops picking up audio. And it's not even the microphone, it's the program that we use to stream with. And if they keep it up, we will leave immediately and go to another platform. What's good? What's up, chat? I'm going to get to y'all in 2 seconds. No, I did not get my tat. Let me get to the show. We're recording. Hold on a second. Welcome to episode 171, live from Las Vegas. My name's Kasabian. No, I did not get my tattoos in jail. These was in the streets. I'm actually going to laser my tattoos, which I've discussed, and I've just been very hesitant. I'm going to laser my tears. I need to move them. I need them to be more symmetric, and my eyes have gotten very tired, and I need to have eye surgery. So I'd like to scoot them over. I mean, if I'm going to have my face tatted, I might as well have it done right? Today's episode is we're going to be all over the place like we usually are, but we definitely are, we are going to get to a couple things. Let's just get it out the way. This guy, the guy that cheated on his wife, Derek Jackson or whatever, or Janaxon, whatever the fuck he calls himself. Oh, damn it. The fucking algorithm. All right. Whatever this guy's name is, I don't know what his name is. He cheated on his old lady. Apparently, he's famous because he dirty Max. Hey, everybody, ladies, gentlemen, cisgender, non-binary, whatever. Anybody that sits around just dirty macking for attention isn't a good person. That's simple. It's pretty pathetic that he sat around in his whip just talking down on men. And then he was out there doing it too. Like, that's what makes it worse. Like, if you're going to cheat, be a man. Like, I come from where if you get caught, you better just fess up. Like, don't sit there and dance. Fess up. Be a man. Face your fucking... That's just how we was brought up. That's weird what he was doing. I didn't want to talk about it because I don't care. Like, I don't care. But it's everywhere. We're still getting used to this new... Or I'm getting used to this new setup because everybody seems to think that it's the best thing ever. But I really don't understand how somebody can get famous for dirty macking, how somebody can get not only famous for dirty macking, but like apparently he was trying to lie to women. He was manipulating women to think that if a man left a woman for, you know, I guess there was one example was a weight example. He was like, yo, if your man leaves you when you're 300 pounds, if your man leaves you when you're 300 pounds, that's his loss, not yours. Like, first off, like the idea that people promote unhealthiness is beyond me. That's not good. If it's a medical issue, that still needs to be, you know, sought out. And hey man, hold on a second, y'all. Okay, when it comes to tattoos, especially face tattoos, I don't know where you from. So first and foremost, I gotta find out where you from so we can have this conversation. But where I'm from, we just don't talk about this. I'm not gonna tell you how I got them or why I got them. But I am going to tell you that because they're on my face and I sell my face, I'm going to fix them. I don't want to have ugly teardrops on my face. This was because lives were lost. And you can Google it and figure it out. But it does not come from jail. It's a street gang culture thing. And there's many different interpretations. That's for you. Not for me to describe or give to you. Sorry, y'all. I want to have the discussion about it, but it's like there's certain tattoos you ain't supposed to just speak about on the open like that because you see, okay, do y'all have gangbanging in Germany? See, I'm from New York, and when I moved out here to the West, I learned gang culture. I came from where we bang blocks, and then I came out here to the West where they bang colors, and I had to learn that culture because out here you die for wearing the wrong color in the wrong neighborhood. And I didn't grow up in the nicest neighborhood in Vegas. Like, I know people say Vegas ain't the craziest, but people get shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, things do happen. Okay. See, that's good. I'm glad you're here. Let me help you understand something. A lot of street affiliated tattoos have different meanings. So, you know, my sentiment and meaning behind these tattoos are for me and for what I went through. Like, I'm heavily tatted. I got shit all over me. But the idea that you just go to jail and catch a tattoo, like, that shit happens. Like, I got a lot of homies that we could put on the show and they could teach you about the jail gang culture. That's a whole different culture. But either way, these tattoos don't just come from jail. They come from street culture. It comes from it's a derivative of hip hop culture, and out here we have what? Yeah, it's not necessarily a jail thing. My bad, y'all. I'm reading the chat. My bad, pod. Hey, shout out to my pod listeners, the best listeners in the world, the millions and millions of pod listeners. You know I love y'all. Thank you for listening every week. Thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry, like I got sidetracked. I'm trying to explain this tattoo thing. It's just it's hard because, you know, in America we have a lot of strange rules, and when you travel outside of the states, you know, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Chill out, Gilly. Like, we in front of the world, dog. Oh, they can't see your comment. My bad. Gilly's on in Twitch. He's talking wild. America's very tribal. We're very tribal. And I learned while traveling through the states that we have different cultures in every city, let alone when you leave this country and go into different countries and you have to explain what things mean. I got into it with a cat in Chicago at the Greyhound bus stop because my hat was crooked. And he was like, yo, you cocking a doozy? And I said, yo, bro, I don't even know what that means. But that it just sounded like you want to fight. It was hands up. We threw him, whap, you know, shot the 5, got up, dust each other off. I'm like, bro, I ain't even from here. I don't know what the fuck that means, but you came at me with aggression. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to have to fight, but you can't just scream on me in front of my grandparents and think I ain't gonna spaz on you. Like, that's crazy. Gilly said in the chat that teardrops mean that you caught bodies. That was not me. I'm quoting somebody. We ain't supposed to talk about this. But these other countries should understand these things. Yeah, bro, I got into a whole fight for wearing my hat. Nah, we just threw him. It wasn't really, like, I wasn't trying to beat him up. He wasn't trying to beat me up. Like, he caught me in the lip. I think I might have gave him a little bicky. Might have walked away with a little something, but I mean, bro, I'm with my grandparents and you screaming on me about my fucking hat. I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, what we gonna, you think these, I've broken my nose a lot, bro. Like, I ain't saying I win every fight, but I don't give a fuck. We gonna fight until we ain't fighting no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, a fucking hat was worn wrong, and I'm in a whole fight in Chicago. Now I'm learning gang culture in Chicago on how to wear your hat in Chicago so that you don't have any problems. Or how I go to San Diego and I see some dudes in green and I'm assuming that they're one thing and learn that they're another. Like, this street politics shit crazy. Like, I love that I'm so cultured. Like, that's why I feel like I can give, you know, a lot of nuances and different looks on things, because I've honestly gotten to see the best of both worlds. And when I say that, I mean East and West. That's a fact. That's why I explained at the beginning of the show. Yes, in the United States, there's cities and there's blocks that you cannot walk around in the wrong coloring, or you will cease to exist. It's just what it is. I mean, does it sound crazy? Yes, it sounds very crazy. Is it real as fuck? It is. And that's gang. Bro, Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, you know what's funny? The chat, it said here that you got into a fight because your hat was at the wrong angle. Is 100% effed up. Yeah. But you know what? Where we come from, fighting is a way of life. Like, I'm not condoning violence, and I don't think fighting is violence. Let me make that very clear. I think all young men should learn discipline. I think all young women should learn discipline. I think everybody should fight to learn themselves. And when you can defend yourself, you move around different. I took karate, so when like I had to square up with people, I was more than willing to just pop off. That's crazy. It do. Yeah, you know. Hey, Loner said the rest of the world, I'm sure we sound like a third world country. Like, yeah, it sounds nuts. But I mean, gang culture at its core is probably one of the most beautiful things that can come out of the ghetto, and you'll never be able to change my mind. Unfortunately, we got into killing each other, and instead of being able to start businesses and taking what we were accomplishing by coming together and doing the wrong things, you know, we've had a lot of success that came out of gang culture, but nonetheless, you know, the drugs, the guns, the violence, the senselessness of it all it did cause a lot of detriment. But nonetheless, I mean, Crips ain't Bloods at the end of the day, nothing but a big family, and they just want nothing but the best for their neighborhood. Who can ask for anything less? Like, don't you want the best for your neighborhood? I mean, you happen to wear colors. Well, the police wear all the same colors. You have handshakes. There's many groups that have handshakes. They even have dances. There's college Greek fraternities and frats that have dances and handshakes too, and they wear certain colors, and nobody bats an eye. There's congressmen that wear red ties, some that wear blue. You can't wear a brown suit. It has to always be tan. Sounds like a gang, doesn't it? Like, you telling me if I'm in the White House and I want to walk in with a pink suit on, they're going to tell me no? Why? I don't give a shit. I want to walk in there with a white suit, an all red suit, all blue. What if I want to walk in there with some Versace? Like, I don't understand. Like, it sounds like gang culture stretches out so much further than what they always want to paint it out to be. And nonetheless, like the legitimate street gangs and that whole organization and the idea of how that all came together is a beautiful thing. They said in Germany, when you want to challenge somebody, you just go for drinking. We do that here too. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I've been out of the ghetto longer than I lived in the ghetto at this point in my life, right? And I love everything that I am because of where I came from, and that'll never change. Like, I have an affinity with bad neighborhoods and talking to kids from bad neighborhoods and just the ability to share what I know and give knowledge back to people that come from where I come from, and then they see me with the tattoos and they hear how I talk and they go, wow, he sounds like one of us and he's just trying to help us. Why is he the only one? Right? Like, I get that a lot. Like, why? Well, that don't sound right. Like, you talking about things that we don't hear about. Well, the ability to translate and get that out there, it brings a certain type of joy and fulfillment to me. Like, honestly, it really does. Let me get back to the show. Let me not get into that, but y'all know why I do this. I'm the other side of hip hop. Thank you for watching all the way from Germany. Shout out to you and everybody in Germany. As a matter of fact, I believe you guys conquered my island, and your people are the reason why my grandfather, who was black, had blue eyes, and my mother, who came from that black grandfather of mine, was born white, pale skin, blonde, and blue eyes. And out came me. I look Italian, Arabian, and all types of shit. It's amazing, isn't it? All right. Today's show, let's get to our sponsors. Let's pay the bills. Boom. Popple. What's Popple? Popple's a digital business card. And you know why I know that? Because I said that first, and now Popple's saying it. Popple. POPL.co. It's not on the screen, so don't even look. Just write it down. POPL.co. Use Kasabian Lavoe at checkout and save 20%. In a post-corona world, you don't want to be handing out business cards and giving your cooties and all your corona germs to somebody. And honestly, the most heartbreaking thing for anybody that's in business, that's in real estate like myself, an attorney, or any type of business professionals, handing out a business card, having a conversation with somebody, and then finding that business card on the floor. It hurts. So use Popple. Let me show you what Popple does. I'll give you a great example. Remember, head over to Popple, POPL.co. Use Kasabian Lavoe at checkout. And when you get a Popple, you get a landing page like this. It'll load. Look at that. You can text me right off the Popple. So if you ever see me and you get popped by me, or you pop me or I pop you, text me. Shoot me a text. Remember, Kasabian Lavoe at checkout, save 20%. Head over to www.klavo.com for merch. Music. Distraction is coming. There's some issue with metadata, but it is coming. It did not drop today like I wanted it to, but it's in the system, and we're just waiting on Apple. Once Apple clears it, everybody else clears it. The island I'm speaking of is Puerto Rico. Germans, as a matter of fact, here's another fun fact. To disrespect a Puerto Rican on the island, the most disrespectful thing you can say is you're a German, or call them German. I know it sounds weird, but that's a thing. Berkeley did a study and said that Puerto Ricans are the perfect mix of DNA. We are the perfect people, and we are a mix of African, Taino-Indian, German, Spaniard, and I'm pretty sure anything else that made it to the island. And it stretches because our DNA is shared with our, our brothers and sisters in Dominican Republic and Cuba, and even Haitians. We're Caribbean. We're a beautiful people, and everybody wanted. Is your dad in the Air Force? There's a lot of Air Force Puerto Ricans end up in Germany. It's pretty common. All right. Head over to klavo.com. Check out the merch. Download the music. Share the music. All the other podcasts are there. We're going to start the Patreon. I think I'm ready to start it. But it's only because I want to give you one extra uncensored episode a month. It's only going to be like $2. So if you're willing to pay $2, we're going to start off with one episode a month and then ramp it up to probably 2 or 3 with the video. So if you guys think this is something that you would, like to join, we'll be ready and we'll start posting things over there. And it's going to be adult content. It's going to be for big boys and big girls. And we're going to do all types of big daddy talking. You know what I'm saying? Just saying what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to today's topics. Yeah, we're playing at 6. Yes, sir. Okay, now we got to get to the show. So, since that guy came out for cheating, all these videos on YouTube were about body language. I've seen it since the Meghan Markle thing and Harry, and now this guy. And there's like circles on people's faces and shit. Let me tell you something. I look like I'm mad as fuck all the time. I am so happy right now. Do you see my happy face? I am fucking happy. This is my happy face. You can't read my body language. Well, that's a fucking lie. You can read my body language loud as fuck. Do you hear me? I'm real good at giving off body language. But I just find it funny that there's so many people that are reading body language, because I promise you, if you read my body language, you would lose your shit. You would lose your shit. I wanted to talk about how funny people are before we got into all the serious stuff. Like, if you look at... My bad. If you look into the history of... I think it's Ibiza. I don't know. Like, I'm talking out my ass, but it was just because I was listening to a song and Enrique Iglesias is on it. And he's like, they do this lisps. They have a lisp. I think it's Barcelona. One of the kings had a speech impediment. He had a fucking lisp. All right. Lisp. All right. Everybody said because he's king, we should have a lisp. So there's a whole generation of people from Spain and Spanish folks that do bullshit because of some king. I just thought that was the dumbest shit ever. Like, the idea of you copying somebody because they're a king, a president, like, that's what y'all thought people were doing with Trump. No, that was not happening. Either way, look that up. It's a real thing. There was a prince or something in Barcelona, and he had a lip, and everybody copied his lips because if you had lips, you were a royalty. No, you have a speech impediment, and that shit is crazy. So my friend Corinne, her husband works for the airliner. I'm not gonna say which one, but there was a funny story about Southwest and one of their pilots today who left the mic on and was just F-bombing away, talking about stupid liberals in California and how much he hated people that drove fucking Hondas. And I think that's the best goddamn shit I've ever heard. This is your pilot speaking. Fuck you and your Honda. Like, what the fuck is happening? They said he went off for a solid 15 minutes and everybody's like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Shout out to that guy. I said no shout outs. I just can't stop. I wanted to say I was going to get better at the likes and us, but I can't. I talk too fast. And if I let myself go, I start at A, jump over to F, and get right back to B. That's how the show works. All over the place like bird shit. You know what I'm saying? And let me give my hot take about the Joe Budden podcast, and then we'll get into all the nasty political things. I really have an invested relationship with that podcast, right? As most of us do with podcasts. I explained that with the last episode. And watching Joe's moves, when you hear him say that the issues that they're having are not money, and then you describe every issue that you're having money, then yeah, there's a problem. You see what I'm saying? There's a problem. If they're having money issues, I'm gonna be very upset at that, because the show is not the show without Rory and Mal. I'll answer you after I get through this monologue, Dr. Monk. The show is definitely built around the dynamic of what they are and what how they bounce off of each other. It seems like there's a funk. Could it be fixed? I hope so. I mean, honestly, I love these guys like family members, but it just feels like the rumors of Joe not being good at business are true. He's just not good at business. The problem with people, when I try to explain situations, I want to give you the point of view from the bottom facing up, the worker talking to the boss talking to the worker, and then the outside person that wants to invade that little ecosystem. That's how I like to give situations, so that way we can at least come, because I don't want to put any ideas in your head. I just want to give you the situations and then let you decide for yourself, right? So Joe has been known for fighting against the machine. Excuse me. What Joe forgot was that the longer you fight and the more successful you get, you become the machine. Because when people say like, fuck corporations, I'm like, I'm a corporation. Excuse me. I own multiple businesses. I'm a corporation. So when you say fuck corporations, that's me. I'm a one person though. I employed 3,500 people at one time. I'm a corporation. I paid a shitload of tax. And people were like, no, you should pay $15 minimum and you should this and you should that. Yo, that is very, very expensive for no work. And what it seems that Joe is doing is that he's making this network based off of, I really don't know. Like, his network idea sounded great, but it doesn't seem to be working. I find it fucked up he didn't give Savon his first shot and put him on Front Street. His intern has been there for 5 years or longer, and he's an intricate part of the show. Why not put him on the network first? Again, it sounds like it's money issues, and to have money issues at the multi-million-dollar level that they're at doesn't make any sense, but he's the only person that's being driven around. It really makes you wonder. And Joe is bad at business. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You don't win this fight. If you're a Joe Budden fan, you understand that him fighting with Rory and Mal, he loses. We lose an amazing podcast. I don't see it being fixed. I think Joe and Rory should fight. Just throw hands, put gloves on, give a fucking hug and a kiss at the beginning and end of this shit. Be friends, go hang out, and I don't know, man. Fix this shit. Like, we need this fixed. You see, Loner said, Savon said he didn't want to be on. Yeah, but that worries me. Why not? Like, I work with you. You telling me if you was my intern and I started a network, you wouldn't want to be the first person on my network? That's crazy. Monk asked if I liked AOC. No, I don't. AOC is a socialist and she's a psychopath that doesn't understand business. Like I say, I like to give the example from the bottom. So as a creator, Joe has a point. Joe wants to get as much money as possible because he believes that he's the reason that the money is coming in, which in part is true. Percentage-wise, you have X amount coming in, which is true. Now, Joe is the boss paying people out, and he can't make part with all his money. He don't get it. And then you got people on the outside, us, looking at this going, well, if you said pay the creator, and it's your turn to pay the creator, why the fuck aren't you paying the creator? This is the fucking fight you've had the whole time. Oh, now you understand what the people up top were saying. You see? Damn, man. You know, it's so hard to understand how anybody that has never ran a business can give laws or can have I'm drawing a blank of what I'm trying to say. I don't think a person should be able to write a law or even imply any type of tax on a law if they've never ran a business. Like, you shouldn't be able to impose anything because you don't understand it. Especially someone that claims to be an economist or a fucking economy major, which is just pathetically wrong. I'm sorry, but AOC is probably one of the dumbest people I've ever heard speak. When she said that Amazon was gonna walk away with $12 billion, or Amazon was getting $12 billion for coming to New York, she must have missed how taxes work and how economics all boils down when the state offers a tax deal that is always beneficial for the state. Like, regardless to what these deals look like with these giant corporations, it's always beneficial to the state and to the people. So not only did she kill changing a whole borough in New York City and probably changing the wealth of thousands of people, I mean, overnight, Amazon was like, we're out. We don't want nothing to do. We just get the fuck out of here. You guys are crazy. And she thought that she saved New York City $12 billion or some shit. Like, no, you didn't, you weirdo. That was what they were not going to pay. I don't know what DDR is. Sorry, y'all. I'm reading the chat. We're reading the chat. Make free healthcare. I'm just wondering. Yeah, you see, man, tax that high is crazy. Sweden, I think, has it the best. Sweden, it has like a socialist capitalistic system. I mean, it's similar to what we have here in America because we do have socialism here. It's not widespread socialism, but our police department, our roads, fire department, things of that nature, street lights, that's all socialism. But it's such a small sliver of it that it works. Universal healthcare doesn't work. I'll give you a story. Head bust open in London, in a waiting room, gushing, pregnant lady next to me, both just waiting. In America, you walk into the hospital, you're gushing, they're throwing you on the bed, tightening your ass up, and sitting you in a room. They ask questions later. The idea that America had a bad healthcare system is beyond me. What we did have is an issue with patients that had cancer and had very heavy treatments that had to be taken care of because it's so expensive to do. If we could have figured out how to help patients instead of change what they did, it would be so much better. Like, the healthcare crisis isn't a crisis. I think America, people seem to misunderstand free healthcare. Canada has free healthcare. 40% of Canadians come to America for surgery. Either they're so far out for surgery that they never get dealt with, or they're just not good at what they do, so they come over here because of quality. And now you can Google that shit. Yo, this is crazy. We're literally having a tax conversation across the world. This is why social media is so hard to comprehend, because I really don't even know half of Germany's laws. And to imagine that you guys pay a 40% tax, bro, that's what Biden wants to do. Let's get into Biden. Thanks for putting me into this little Biden spiel. Joe and the Joe Budden podcast, Rory and Maul, I love y'all. I hope y'all get it together. Y'all worry the fuck out of me. And it sucks, man. Fuck, fight and get over it. Just get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, we just want to see. I'm so used to it. I can't not, bro. Like, Rush is gone. That was every Monday through Friday, Rush. Now, y'all, bro, I can't do this shit, dog. I can't do this shit. Yeah, we pay for medicine in America the way crackheads do crack. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. They overcharge us to fix us. America, let's have the American conversation. So we're having an issue at our borders here in America. Why? Because Biden came in his first day and said, I want to take in 175,000 immigrants and help them become American citizens and blah, 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 suck, shit. Right? Great. See, what he didn't say was, damn, I think the border thing might be more in depth than just like starting into it, because it's a lot more. So Donald Trump had probably one of the most strict border securities that we've seen in quite some time, to the point where he basically strong arm Mexico into helping us and other countries into helping us because we were bringing work to them. So we were all working together. So under Donald Trump, we had a strong border. Mexico had a Ford plant that was making them a ton of money. We were working with different taxes and different things. Ecuador, Trump actually stopped paying them money. You see, the United States pays out billions and billions of dollars to many, many countries around the world to help them establish themselves and keep their people there. You see, a couple years ago, I like to tell the story about the Iranian and the Saudis who were being interviewed by CNN, and they were saying, hey, I'm sure you can't wait to come to America. And they said, we don't want to go to America. We want to stay home. Why do you guys always want us to go over there? Then he literally looks at her and goes, you say every day America is such a bad place. Why do we want to go there? You see, it's weird. Like, Biden wants to make everybody happy, and making everybody happy causes issues. Like, you have to be a parent to be a leader, right? And I mean that because this is one of those situations where he's going to get into a lot of trouble really fast. He came into office and decided that he was going to get rid of every single thing that Donald Trump did. And instead of looking at what Donald Trump really did and being able to step back and say, okay, a lot of these things aren't bad. Maybe they just came off as bad because they were said the wrong way. A real leader would walk in and see the good in whatever anybody else has done, be able to take that good, let you know it was good, and say, hey, we're just going to make it better. What's wrong with that? Hey, Donald Trump's economic plan was the best ever. Let's keep it going. I don't have a problem with that. Let's take care of this police reform. Let's take care of the school reform. Let's take care of jail reform. Let's take care of immigration. You see, he walks in the office and says, I'm going to have 145,000 people come in to America. That sounds great. Sir, we have over 90, probably over 100,000 homeless people in LA County alone. What are you going to do about that? What's the point of offering so many people entrance into this country when we can't eat? We don't have a leg to stand on. It doesn't make any sense. We can close our borders. Please believe, like, that's a thing. When we had mass immigration, there was criteria. You couldn't just come here. We were looking for the best and brightest around the world because we needed to populate the land, right? We didn't have enough people. That's just how countries were made. You just came, made a bunch of babies, and that's why we have boomers. That's where the term boomers came from, the baby boomers. They had a shitload of kids. Baby boomers are probably the most ruthless, Americans that we've had yet. Civil, okay? Civil. America doesn't need people right now. We have a huge issue. Hey, Gilly, you might want to jump on YouTube. They can't see your comments. I see them, but they can't see them. I'm getting to that. Damn, I lost my fucking place. Where was I? Oh, why does this happen to me? My fucking brain, bro. My fucking brain. Somebody help me. What the fuck did I say? I don't know. Let's talk about immigration. We got to help our people. Damn it. Biden said, I want to bring over 145,000 people. And then he said, the reason why all the people keep coming to the border is because Trump fucked everything up. That was a lie. I just needed to get that out. On top of that, there's 15,000 kids right now in a facility. And there's women that just gave birth not that long ago. We're talking about still on the titty, little bitty babies, sleeping on the floor. I have a really bad joke, and I'm not going to tell it. But at least with Trump, the kids were in cages. Under Biden, people are sleeping in the fucking dirt. It's pretty fucked up. I was talking about immigration. Okay, when we were letting people in masses, we were looking for specifics: civil engineers, graduates, people that were that would be useful for society. For example, the reason why we have been able to go back to the moon is because the scientists that helped us get to the moon were Germans. They were Nazis. They wanted to lie to us and tell us they weren't. But the Germans are very smart, and they got us to the moon. The biggest issue with them getting us to the moon was they wrote it all on chalkboards. And half of the shit erased, so we can't figure it out. And blowing up all these nukes and dropping bombs on Earth, we've sped up the Earth. Like, our rotation is off. And if our rotation is off, we can't take off. Like, if you go any faster, you'll fuck it up and you won't be able to leave orbit and catch the other orbits. And That's just a bunch of quantum shit. At one point, we stopped accepting immigrants. You can look this up. This is a fact. The United States closed its border. There is nothing wrong with closing your border. It is not racist to close your border. It is not racist to tell people not to come here because we're full. Sorry. Until we fix the homeless problem, I don't think we should be allowed to let anybody in. I'm sorry. I just feel like we have a problem at home that we need to fix. Like, what do you look like fixing somebody else's problem if you got a problem at home? So Biden says, I want everybody to come. Everybody came. The reason why everybody came is because of Trump. Trump broke it, and he broke this, and he broke that. And then he went up there, and he was like, blah, 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 blah. Nobody said a fucking thing when he just stopped talking. Everybody looked at him like, oh, shit, he really just gave up mid-sentence. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, America has never had an immigration problem. What America has is a procrastination problem. Well, we need to sit down and fucking come up with legislation, partner up with these countries, and figure out why, one, people keep coming here. Two, what's going on in your country and what happened to all the money that we've sent down there. Can somebody, just really put that one together for me? Because over $30 billion a year, you should be able to figure something out. And if we're giving away $30 billion and $16 million is missing from my school district in one small city in this country, we're not doing things right. Our biggest weakness in this country today is that we don't invest in our people. We're too worried trying to save the world that we're not taking care of ourselves. The world is starting to overlap us in intelligence, and we can't keep up. You better start teaching the kids, and you better start reading books. You keep on playing this cool woke shit, you're going to be left behind. Because while you're playing woke, the rest of the world is figuring it the fuck out. And all you are is a consumer. You buy, and don't make nothing. And America, under a Biden and whatever else is coming after him, unless we get a legitimate American in there that knows how to talk to the people, that can be a real conservative, a conservative libertarian that knows how to talk to the people and get shit done, we have a huge, huge problem. We really do. Biden opens the floodgates, can't control it. Doesn't know what to fucking do. He's like a baby in there. There's kids that get hurt. Like, that shit breaks my fucking heart. Every time I see those kids on the trains and shit, I'm not gonna cry. Every time I see those kids on the train and people use kids as pawns, like, bro, that is the worst shit ever. Like, why is it like that? Let me read the comments. Bring it in, they said in the chat that bringing immigrants over to a first world country is racist because they only bring them here to work. Well, to be honest with you, people come here to work because it's so much more money. Like, Mexican dollar to the American dollar is so different. Like, in Europe, you guys have the European Union, and I know you had the Brexit and whatnot, but money may seem a little more equal over there rather than over here. Like, $5 American dollars. What's a peso? Or what, like 1,000 pesos is like 10 cents. So 1,000 of their dollar bills doesn't equal shit to what American money is. So even a low wage job here is significant over there. For example, like when my furniture was being built in Vietnam, yeah, people were getting paid $4 and $5 an hour, but that $4 and $5, because of economics and just math, they were able to live, well above their means. With $3, yeah, so it's cheap for me, cheap for my clients, but nonetheless, I was changing lives because they were able to live better. It's not the dollar amount, it's what it's worth. It's just the value of it. And because we have such a big money value issue, so 100 pesos is $1. 100? It's not 1,000? I thought it was 1,000 pesos is $1. Or 10,000 pesos. Like, it's even less valuable now. Yeah. So if America doesn't invest in their people, and I mean invest in their people, meaning school should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for school. That should be a tax that we pay. How do we get past the old school system? I don't know. But we definitely need to look at things different, because at one point they told me I had to memorize multiplication and divisions because I won't walk around with a calculator in my pocket. I walk around with one in my pocket and one in my wrist. excuse me, I was talking to a high school teacher and I said, half the shit you teach, you don't even need to teach because most of these kids could use their phones. And she goes, yeah, but they need to know the basics. I said, yeah, you learn the fucking basics when you're 5. I have a 2-year-old downstairs that can work half the computers in this studio, show you how to work an iPad, and he just learned how to use the Apple TV, and he can so talk to Siri. Times have changed. It's like you're not going to teach a kid how to go knock down a tree, peel the bark off, and make a fucking fire if you live in a house with a heater system. I know it may sound like, oh, you're teaching them, values. Yeah, that's cool to learn, but we have AC and heaters now. It's okay. Like there was a point in time where like, oh, let's not lose our core values. I agree. There's certain things we should keep. I think every young man and woman should learn how to sew, iron, fold, laundry, shit like this to live their lives. I believe everybody should learn how to change oil in their car. But now you better learn what the fuck these electric electric motors and motherboards are. You got to learn how to code. So you actually have to know more now because it's not about the muscle. It's in here now. Other countries have figured that out and they are flying by us. And economically, under Trump, we could compete. That's why America was doing so well, because taxes in America were compatible across the world. See, as of right now, if you have a business in America, you're in a decent spot. After Biden's tax plan passes, you're fucked. You're paying almost 40% of your money. That means you're going to take your business elsewhere and then work as a third party here in America. And then you start getting call centers in India and you don't understand why you can't talk to anybody on the phone. Things get cheaper when they come from overseas, but we have done nothing to make ourselves better and brighter. You see, I don't think you go to a job because you need a job. You should go to a job because you're providing value. You are a product. Unfortunately, don't be offended by this, but unless you own a business, you're a product. You just help this business move along. It sounds cold-hearted, but it's the truth. Like, don't cry for me when I'm gone. You better hope the business keeps running. That's all I'm saying. No. Venezuela, let me tell you why Venezuela failed. Venezuela failed because Venezuela started off, the vice president is going to say what's this. Kamala Harris locked up more colored people than Biden did. And Kamala Harris is probably one of the biggest cancers in America that we have right now. And I'm kind of glad that she's been as quiet as she's been, because when it comes to law, she treats people that go to jail like animals. And I believe that we need to do something different as far as the jail system goes. I think I'm gonna have a few episodes. I'm gonna run back my economic plan, my jail reform, my prisoner reform, my health insurance reform, all the reforms that I can. Cause I'm running for governor. If y'all didn't know, yeah, I'm a realtor, but I'm also running for governor here shortly. So I don't know. I like doing this. I might stay doing this. You see, here's the thing. I'm a conservative, and Venezuela didn't work because of socialism. Venezuela stopped working because they stopped being competitive in oil. Socialism creates equality at the lowest level, the lowest level. That's the only way to create equality, right? Because when people say things like living wage, that means that we're all in accordance to $15 an hour, $400 a week. My phone bill is $500. Like, what are we talking about? I couldn't even pay my phone bill with a living wage. And how is me and my wife supposed to work and take care of our family with this living wage? It doesn't make any sense. As a conservative, I don't agree with anything that the government has to do with us. We want less government. I want everybody to be able to make enough money that they don't need the government. There's no need for government. Not anymore. Like, we really need to be adults and just take care of ourselves. You know, as a conservative, I believe that you should earn enough to live a suffice life, a healthy life, and according to your means. What's wrong with that? Okay. The regular Joe, I'm always jealous of whoever the regular person is. Who was the person that went to school, got a job in whatever the fuck they went to school with, and they lived this great life with their kids and family, and that's it. Yeah, it may seem like they don't reach for much, but they live so content and so happy. Like, there was a point in my life where I couldn't watch TV because I was on set working, and every time I watched TV, I would just critique every fucking thing. There's a quote that I say, enjoy the magic trick, stop trying to figure it out. right? Just enjoy the magic tricks. Stop trying to figure it out. I couldn't watch TV. This doesn't turn off. Like, I have to do this shit day and night. I'm looking at numbers. I know it might not be a super successful show, but it's still work I got to put into it. Like, we rebuilt this whole studio. I got a couple people now working for us. Like, there's expenditures that are coming. There's things that are changing. I have to be aware of every single thing that's going on all the time, right? There's no 9 to 5. I don't clock out. I'm here every day doing this. Yeah, I'm only on camera 3 times a week. That doesn't mean we're not editing in the background. That doesn't mean we're not working on other shows. Like, I'm filming 4 other shows. I've been dealing with my weight. Like, Corona has fucking ruined me. I have not lost weight. I'm having so many, like, my looks, as vain as it may seem, is how we get this shit popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't want to just look at some fat, obese piece of shit telling you to live right and be healthy if I can't get healthy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I am jealous of the everyday Joe that works the regular job, goes home, buys the car, truck of their dream, and lives happy with their big screen. Bro, I'm never satisfied. I'm never fucking satisfied. I wake up every day and I want so much more. How much was that TV? I want the biggest and most expensive one. That means I gotta go bust my ass to go get it. Why? I don't know. I hate it. I don't like that shit. And then I got anxiety. I'm fucking crazy. You hear how I talk? I be on here. Bro, there's no notes. Like, all this shit just comes out of this fucking brain. Socialism doesn't work at all. You can, there's the examples of socialism is very relevant, like very, very prevalent in the world. I don't think Kamala could save it much, just being honest with you. Again, as a conservative, we want small government. And so when I say that I'm jealous of the average Joe, I'm meaning the person that was able to find how to live their life. The person that was able to find a job that doesn't kill them, makes them happy. They're okay with their job. There's nothing wrong with being a worker. Stop. I came from a neighborhood. I came from a place that we were told we leave out of there playing basketball or rapping. I'm 5'6". Which one do you think it was for me? I'm rapping. And it worked. But I know a lot of fucking rappers that ain't make it. I see a lot of guys that ain't make it. I was able not only to make it, but to reinvent myself and do other things. Like, you know what I hate when my family goes, oh yeah, remember when you was a rapper? I was like, what do you mean was? I still do this shit. Like, would you walk up to Rihanna and go, yo, you remember when you was a singer? That shit don't make no sense. Like, nah, bro, this is forever. Like, these types of careers that we choose, that's how we should live, just according to what we do, right? Our skill, our talent, our ability, not what the government tells us. We don't need a big brother. We never did. What we need is less taxation on certain things. I believe taxation is necessary. I don't believe in taking away taxation. Living exempt, you're going to have to tax everybody anyway. You just kind of have to. You have to. Like, taxation isn't so bad when you think about nice roads and clean neighborhoods. You just got to hope that we get there again. What is the government for? To just keep us safe from bad business, safe from other countries that are trying to do bad business. And if we have a weak, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just all about how strong or how weak our economic system is. The stronger our system, the stronger we are as a country. But nonetheless, we're losing the battle because our people can't keep up. If you live in Kansas City and you make $45,000 a year and you can afford to live in a house, have a car, an iPhone, and you and your kids live good, I envy you. I envy you. But that's my point in America. Like, if I'm paying people in Vietnam $3 an hour and they're living in houses and having cars and their kids go to great schools, then what does it matter what the amount is if it equals more life? That's where they trick you. Like, this, life is all about time. Unfortunately, we don't all get a lot of time. You ever seen that movie with Justin Timberlake, In Time, or Just in Time? Like, that movie fucked me up for a long time, because that's exactly what life's about. Like, when you live in a rat race, like, you're always in this go, and there's never no time to stop and look around, and you're always trying to keep up with people, and there's always this competition. Like, I hate living like that, bro. I hate living like that. But again, the guy from Kansas that makes $45 a year lives great. Unfortunately for me, 45 ain't gonna last me but about a month and a half. I have a big family. I live in a big city. Things are expensive here. It's a different lifestyle. I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own companies. I'm up at 1 o'clock every day. I'm working on multiple things all the time, every day. So you work 9 to 5. I work 24/7. It doesn't stop. But the government can't come in and tell me what to do. Sorry. It's not for me. The problem is with power. Here's the catch, right? In America, to fix this whole government issue, if a living wage is $15 and every single political pundit and person that said that that's a living wage, anybody and everybody that stood up and fought for that, that's a professional that makes anything above 15 an hour should take 15 an hour for the rest of their life. Let me know how that shit goes. See, I don't know how free you are to build a business in Germany, but in America, everybody has the opportunity. That's another trick that they've passed on to us, where they make it seem like just because you're a minority, you can't. That's bullshit. You actually have a better chance. Learn credit. We talk about credit here. How about we do it on Monday? We'll talk credit. Learn ownership. Learn how to start something. Learn how to get away from the 95, or work the 9 to 5 and be happy. Just don't worry about it. Don't be complicit. Just be happy and enjoy what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And voter suppression is something that really bothers me, because they use terms again like Jim Crow, and according to Biden, Jim Eagle. $15 an hour just doesn't work. It's not enough money. It's just a weird number that costs a business owner like myself more and doesn't really help anything or justify anything. There's a documentary on Netflix about economics, and there's a pillow guy. He owns a pillow company, and he's making billions of dollars. And he goes, I wish I could pay my employees more money, but I'm only one person, so I can only spend so much. He can pay his people whatever the fuck he wants. He can actually pay as much as he wants in taxes. If he makes $10 billion a year, he can pay $1 billion in taxes, pay all his employees $2 billion worth of dollars, buy school supplies, pay for whatever the fuck he wants, and still have a couple billion left over, but he doesn't. Instead, he goes around crying about how he can't spend it fast enough. That's my problem. Because it's not 15 an hour that's the issue. The douchebag that has all the wealth can actually make a change for the better and help, but they don't. They just talk. For example, all the biggest companies in the world are owned by America. Like, what, out of the 35 largest companies in the world, 15 or some shit, or 20 something are from here in America. Like, that should tell you something. Because them big motherfuckers that make all that money refuse to pay more in taxes. They refuse to pay more in taxes. This was a good show. This is a really good show. We went an hour. We usually don't go an hour. Oh, shit. You know what? Next Friday, we're bringing back the phone lines. I didn't want to do the phone lines, but if we can keep getting this type of chat going and everybody doing their thing in the chat, then we'll definitely bring on the phone lines and get y'all to call in, because it's always better to have these conversations on live, and let's see where it goes. We'll save all the calls for Friday. So it'll be Rush Line Friday, next Friday, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. That's Las Vegas time for y'all. Just look up Las Vegas on Google and find out what time it is here. At 4 o'clock, we on. And if it's like 4 and change, but we be on at 4 o'clock. In Germany, we're free as the U.S., but we have more safety rules, etc. For example. You know, Trump actually had an idea like that with the car situation. In the chat, they said in Germany, they're as free as we are here in the United States, but they have more safety rules. For example, cars get checked every 2 years to prevent crashes and car material failure and etc. You know, we're very lax on a lot of things, but Trump had an idea for cars. He said basically if you had a car that was 20 years old, we get it off the road. We'll get into this. Go through the catalog. There's a whole bunch of episodes where I talk more about economics. And join us. Look, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 o'clock PST. I appreciate your comments. You're super dope. I wanted to talk about talent and numbers, because a lot of artists like myself keep complaining about how people buy their numbers and they think that they're doing good because of their plays and shit like this. But we just got into such a great conversation today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Dr. Monk, I appreciate you. Gilly, I appreciate you. Loner Beats, I appreciate you, my guy. Who else was in here today? That was it in this chat. My bad. Y'all can't even see each other because it's cross-chatting. Yeah. Either way, man, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go play video games with my friends. My name is Kasabian. Live in the moment, don't live in the past. Be safe.